Hi, this is Joni, holistic health teacher, coach, and human design reader. My intention is to bring you digestible snippets of holistic habits to improve your health and well-being. We need your clear mind, healthy body, open heart, and bright eyes now more than ever. I've started these new channels completely separate from past work to serve anyone seeking support at this time. Interesting times to say the least, with very interesting things happening in media. So please like, subscribe, and share if this info resonates with you and could help someone you love. It simply helps more people to be well. Today, embodied cognition and Botox. Okay, guys, this is a big one and a topic I've been a huge proponent of for many years. You too may actually know more than you realize, just as I did when I came into this intel. In my geeky little wellness corner of the world, I kept leaning into this within my health coaching and yoga certifications and practices, teaching and coaching, as well as fully seeing it play out within my work right before my very eyes. So first, what does embodied cognition even mean? In a nutshell, it means that our thinking does not occur only in the mind. It's actually a whole body, whole system, and fully integrated experience. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times, everything is connected. Keeping that in mind, let's talk about Botox. So here it goes. About 10 years ago, researchers started to notice that Botox was not only altering how people looked, but it was also altering how they felt. Incredibly. In study after study, when seriously depressed patients received Botox injections into their frown lines, they got significant mood boosts and sometimes instantaneous relief from depression. But when these people, these humans, were asked to empathize with other people, to share their sorrow or even their joy, they simply could not. When I heard this, it was like a huge light bulb went off. Something finally illuminated that I couldn't quite put my finger on. Western thinkers of all kinds have long put the mind in the driver's seat, as though the head, the brain, always knows what's best and can be most trusted for us to excel and succeed in life. While the body in these circles of Western thought is considered second at best, more in the passenger seat and just running on instinct, more animalistic in a sense, and therefore to be controlled. But the scientists found that these Botox studies pointed out the exact opposite. The scientists saw that freezing the face was proving to change the ability for the patient, the person, the human, to feel sadness or empathy. What I learned in 2017 was that our facial and therefore bodily expressions are quote-unquote hardwired into our emotions. We simply cannot have one without the other. And none of this is new. Yogis were actively moving their physical bodies to then be able to sit still in meditation, playing with their embodied cognition to shift to higher states of awareness 5,000 years ago. I'll link a previous video on emotional intelligence, including how physical practices of the body, such as yoga, can support you to expand a bit on this topic and expand a bit within your body and therefore mind. So look for that. But getting back to today's topic of embodied cognition, what we've known for about a decade or more now is that as well, the heart, the brain, and the gut are inextricably linked. The gut has even become known as the second brain in these circles. This is why on this channel, while the content may seem all over, it's actually all connected. The food we consume, the soil the food is grown in, the water we drink, the air we breathe, how much we move our bodies in different ways, these are the foundations on which we build, which extends into what happens in the mind. This is what's become in loose language known as the mind-body connection. Harvard psychologist Amy Cuddy, who became famous for her TED Talk on power posing, the pose that's like Wonder Woman with both hands on her hips, right? And she's a little bit chin up and looking very confident. This power pose, can shift our psychology and our physiology for the better by holding it. I believe it was like 17 seconds. I'd have to revisit the video, but for a pretty short amount of time, which is pretty incredible. That talk is another perfect example backing up this content if you're seeking more from academia. I recently heard her on a podcast praising the founder of the Flow Genome Project, Jamie Wheel, as she was like, oh my goodness, thank you for saying everything I want to say but really can't say within academia. So, we're all living within these rules and regulations, right? Just a little snippet, a little pearl of wisdom there for you. So in sharing this content, it's important, as always, to truly give credit where credit is due. Layering lessons learned from, this is my history, my learning from Yoga Works in Santa Monica, the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, where I received my health coaching certification, Advanced Yoga Psychology with Ashley Turner in Venice, California, for the Western psychology aspects, meeting and layering with the Eastern psychology offerings. She's incredible with that, and much more. And finally, other embodied movement workshops and trainings along the way. What I'm sharing on Botox in particular, this story, this information, these studies, came with courses, live trainings, and mentoring for the Flow Genome Project, where I and a few others realized that much of what's happening in the high-performance world is completely borrowed from ancient wisdom, most particularly the practices of yoga. These practices have remained steadfast, and with some additional tweaks, some modern tweaks, just like what Mattia Zrati did with the physical practice of yoga and starting her school of Yoga Works, sharing the Yoga Works method with hundreds, thousands of people in this country. Given we human beings are evolving after all, we need to do some modern tweaks. We need to tweak things a little bit because we are not the same as we were 70 years ago. With all of this, we can combine the ancient knowledge with the modern science to benefit immensely. So with all of that, I'll just keep repeating that now is the time, more than ever, to think outside of the box about how the body can actually communicate with us if we're willing to listen, and how it can communicate with others, which is part of our mechanics and energetics, as well as help us heal, clear, improve, and better our very own minds. If you'd like support in taking a look at your whole health and gaining some insight and learning tools and techniques on how to better drop into your body, support it, listen to it, and allow it to better guide you, please find my contact info in the description below. Everything is connected, and we need all of you today, all of you, your body, your mind, now more than ever. Please like, subscribe, and share to help more people be well during these fragile times. Thanks again for being here, and until next time, take care.